Hey everybody, welcome to We Run on Reruns. I'm Amanda and I'm here with my brother Eric.
How's it going, everybody? I am so excited today. This is season 4, end of season 4, The Wedding, Ross and Emily. Whoo, boy, there's some stuff that goes down here.
Man, Wedding Part 1 and Part 2. We timed this perfectly, having this in one episode.
Oh, it's really nice.
Appreciate that. And yeah, these are some great episodes. I mentioned it in our last podcast where I love how this season ends. It is such a great cliffhanger. Oh my goodness. It is just like classic soap opera action here. Like it's just you really can't ask for more. These episodes.
No, this is
all the drama.
You know, when you look at season 4, and I know we've talked about it in some detail throughout the season, you had come into this season saying this was your favorite season. And I know like you've kind of pulled back on that maybe a little bit after going through them all. But I will say this, to end with Ross's wedding part 1 and 2 and everything that goes on in those episodes, and also to have the one with the embryos where they switch apartments with the show, with like the trivia challenge, and Frank Jr. gets to be like, my sister's gonna have my baby, because I'm gonna say it again because it's my favorite
classic
line.
Moments.
Like this had high highs. This season had high highs.
And to be clear, I've always said season 4 and 5 are two of my favorites. 5 in my mind has always stuck out as being my favorite. Now, after we watch season 5, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have to keep regrouping as we rewatch these. And
I feel like you're about to just keep pushing it back every season. I will say,
I love season 5.
I've never really, until this podcast, I've never really like categorized it in seasons and thought about them in blocks like that. I feel like season 7 is where I thought it was like really high end, but we'll see. We'll see when we get there.
Season 5 is leather pants. That's all I'm going to say.
I know that one's coming up. That is your favorite thing ever.
So I'm just saying, I know season 5 all around because it is the season of Ross's downfall, which is just hilarious all around. When Ross
true.
He is going through it, guys. And I love to see Ross having a hard time because David Schwimmer being ridiculous, there's really nothing funnier than that. We have, there's going to be the sandwich episode, which I believe, Eric, at one point you told me that was one of your favorites, where there's the moist maker sandwich. I mean,
my sandwich. Yeah.
My sandwich. Yeah. I mean, so all I'm saying, like, there are amazing Ross moments. Any Ross fans out there, I feel like season 5 is really the beginning of when you get to see him shine. So just saying, he's great. So just to give a quick recap of where we're at, though, last episode that we recorded, we had Ross and Rachel where they were reminiscing about their past relationship, and when he decides to mail her the invitation to the wedding and she decides not to go. And then we had Rachel and Monica throwing a baby shower for Phoebe just to realize, oh, wait, she's really not having these babies. It was a bit awkward. And so they give her things that she can enjoy after she gives birth. She's not too psyched on that either. But then we had Ross picking his new best man as Joey, who lost the ring immediately. And then we ended up with Ross then deciding that both Joey and Chandler were going to be his joint best men. So that's kind of where we left things. The last 2 episodes, we liked them, but they fell a little bit flat because they had the whole like rewatch aspect, which you guys are going to have to go back and listen to the last drop that we did because, we kind of talked about that in more detail, what we thought about past episodes and how they kind of recap them. But, while we like them, maybe it's not the best delivery from Friends. We had, just to fill you guys in, that was the lowest rated episode. So that was kind of a big deal. We were surprised. This drops way below Fake Monica, like way below.
I was genuinely surprised when we talk about IMDb rankings, how low that was. Was not anticipating that.
No.
I said as we were going into the ratings, like, I'd be a little surprised if either of these beat out the best or the worst.
Mm-hmm.
But I was not anticipating people just saying, seen it, don't need to see it again, which is essentially what the rating reflects.
Makes sense, though. I get it.
It does. I totally understand. I support that rating.
Yeah.
Anyway, we move on.
That's right.
And we move on to season 4, episode 23, The One with Ross's Wedding, part 1. And in this one, the gang prepares to fly to London. We have to get into the map and figure out how to move around town with Joey. We have Ross getting into a argument over whether or not they should postpone the wedding because the hall is being torn down. And we have Monica helping fix the situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, with that, I guess I'll bring this up. We've all seen this episode. This is not new information. I will say, I think one of the things that stood out to me this episode was, why is Chandler so embarrassed to be around Joey in London?
Yeah.
It's so random.
Yeah. It is very weird. He is like, ew. Like, he's getting the ick from Joey.
Yeah, for sure.
And I agree. He's kind of like, oh my God, like, get away from me. You're so not cool. And I'm like, Chandler, are you really cool? Like, come on. Like, what are you trying to... I mean, Joey is extremely ridiculous.
Who are you trying to impress?
But who cares? Right. Like, I don't know. It's weird because it's
like, I understand if I'm Chandler and Joey puts down the map and then stands on the map.
Getting in the map, yeah.
I'm like, okay, listen, Joey, you can just hold on to the map. Yeah. Tell you what, I'll hold on to the map, and you just we'll work it out.
Yes.
But like all of the different things that were going on between like not wanting to be on the video camera or being embarrassed when Joey was going to buy the hat. Yeah. Like, I don't get it. Yeah,
I don't get why he was so
like out of nowhere,
like surprised or
like this is exactly what this is what Joey would do.
This is Joey.
Yeah, you know him. You've met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That stood out to me because I guess coming into this episode, I assumed there was something that happened that put Chandler in a bad mood. And maybe there's a scene that was cut out that shows that. And I can't remember it, but otherwise, why is he so bothered by this? I don't know. It just doesn't seem to ring true.
I almost feel like they just needed to explain, hey, we're in this, this foreign country of London, England. And
what is a foreign country?
I know, which I love then how Joey gets so homesick after 3 days of being in London. And it's like, Joey, oh my gosh. That was also my comment where I'm like, I cannot believe that Joey after 3 days cannot handle being away, and he's like watching Cheers on the TV.
Yeah. Which, by the way, also, I want to go home to New York where everybody knows my name. Do they really?
Do they, Joey?
Everyone in New York City knows your name, Joey.
He is.
I mean, come on.
No, you really only hang out with Chandler, so.
Yes. Chandler knows your name, and you just made him mad.
Yeah, and even
I
feel like getting in the map even for Joey is a bit extreme. Like,
it is a little extreme. I do like that he put like little pop-ups on it.
although I have to say, even for myself, I'm a directionally challenged person. It does not come naturally. And he's holding that map, kind of moving it around, and he's like, "Oh, I'm lost again. Got to get back in the map." I'm like, you know what? Part of me relates to that. I actually.
Well, listen, as a social studies teacher who teaches map skills, and you hold up the map one way, and then you turn, and your body has now turned directions, and you put the map down and step into it again. You're never going to get there.
You need a compass.
You've moved the direction.
Yeah.
You've changed the angle.
You got to get Dustin in on this. Yeah, Dustin is needed with his compass skills.
Dustin is needed. We can get Dustin from Stranger Things with his compasses in here. We can hammer some things out real quick. But that is brutal.
It's
no thanks.
Yeah, there's just some really awkward jokes all around. You know, even like the guys at Westminster Abbey and Chandler, bad joke about Chandler being at Westminster Krabby. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's
like,
just this episode's. So this is where, again, I guess I will say I don't love it when they're not in New York.
Yeah. But,
you know,
yeah,
I get it. I get all the things that come from being in London that are positive storylines. Right. But to be honest, most of those things don't actually happen in London. They're just on a stage in LA somewhere.
That's true.
But the scenes that are shot in London feel so forced. Well, and
I will say, before we even get into that, I don't want to skip over this at all, because I love the way that this episode begins with Monica flipping out about preparing for this trip, where she's like, it's a 6-hour flight. Like, oh my God, like it's gonna, you know, what if we miss the plane? Like, what if we're late? Like, what if this, what if that? We have to plan. And like, it's just like freaking out to everyone.
Yeah.
And they're all like, oh my God. Chandler in particular, which is the irony here, is like, wow, that's a lot of Monica. And he's going to enjoy a lot of Monica later. But that being said, I just really appreciate the opening to this, because that is very, her checking off things on her to-do list. I feel like, Eric, this is something that our mom would do as we are preparing for
sure
for a trip, where it's like,
I
hey,
relate
check,
to this.
Check. I'm like, this is me and Eric now. I'm like, we're both like, not that we maybe say it out loud, but I think we grew up with that mentality where you're just like creating checklists, creating order. There are things to do, and you need to get them done.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. I don't necessarily say check out loud.
I don't say it out loud.
But I mental check stuff.
It's there.
I absolutely will have like, okay, I'm packing to go here. Mm-hmm. This is what I need. Bing, 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 bing. Yep, got them. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take me long to pack.
And Monica's all like,
I can pack real fast.
Yeah, saying check. I guess that's kind of weird. That's how her mom did it. And Phoebe's like, yeah, well, I guess my mom put her head in the oven, and she did that only once, but I guess that was kind of weird too.
There you go. Like, also weird.
Wow, Phoebe.
Phoebe sometimes just don't know how to respond to Phoebe.
Oh,
I believe Ross in one of the very first episodes said, anyway.
I believe the word that you're looking for is anyway. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But then I do appreciate also, before they head out, how Joey forgets his passport. And
yes, he does.
Because Chandler is asking him, hey, you got your passport? He's like, yeah, it's in the third drawer of my dresser. You don't want to lose that. And he just stares at him until he picks it up on his own. Oh, yeah, let me go get that. There you go.
I need that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey.
Yeah.
But in this one, really, the big story revolves around Rachel and Phoebe.
That's right.
And Rachel coming to terms with the fact that she's still in love with Ross. Mm-hmm. And Phoebe basically having the great line being like, but we thought you knew. Like, we wouldn't say to Monica, hey, Monica, you like things clean.
Yeah.
Like, it's obvious. Yeah. We all know this. You didn't know this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, if someone I was still in love with was getting married, and then that's what Phoebe's saying, and Rachel's like, still in love with? I'm not in love with Ross. I mean, I'm not going because he's my ex, not because I'm in love with him. Clearly, I have feelings for Ross, but they're not feelings of love. I mean, do I still have loving feelings for Ross? Yeah! Do I still have sexual feelings for Ross? Yeah, but do I love him? I mean, oh my God. Why didn't you tell me? It's like, we thought you knew. She's like going back.
Like, I do love him, but oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And her just realizing all this stuff. It's just like, oh my God, Rachel. Wow. It's like, we all knew. She's like, wait, you all knew? Well, does Ross know? Oh no, Ross doesn't know anything. I just love that line from Phoebe. Ross knows nothing.
No, Ross is always the last to know.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But I did like the idea of holding the picture of Ross up to her face and then slapping Rachel in the head.
Oh my!
It brought back like season 1 holding the picture of Ross up, like to Ben, and also then being like, "Hey, does this do anything?" Yeah. Like when Rachel figures out that Ross liked her, she's holding it up. Hi, Rachel. You know, something like that. Yeah.
She's like, well, I like
real good. Kind of.
I like you less after she hits her in the
head. A little bit less. Yeah. A little bit less. But then, so she does figure it all out, and then Rachel ends up deciding she's off to London. So she's heading to London, grabs her stuff, and she's out the door. She's like, it's not over until someone says I do.
That's right.
And Phoebe, I do. I do.
I love that. Yeah. It's Phoebe, and poor Phoebe. She can't move. She can't run after Rachel. She's barely rolling off the couch at this point. I mean, again, as I said in our last episode, Eric, I mean, Rachel just logistically, to be a good friend, should be staying home with Phoebe. Like, Rachel, what are you doing here? Like, my God, this is awful. You're just now leaving poor Phoebe on the ground. She can barely get up. Like, what's Phoebe gonna do?
Okay.
She has 3 humans inside
correct?
of her. Yeah.
She sure does. Why is she even at their apartment?
Honestly.
Like, she should not, like, they should be going to her. Why is she walking across town, going up 3 flights of stairs, or whatever it is, to Monica and Rachel's apartment? Why is she the one doing this? She should be at home. Like,
that's hilarious.
She's not staying there.
Yeah, that is a really valid point. Like, where is this woman sleeping? Is she just like sleeping on the couch? What's happening here? This is not okay.
I mean, maybe you can make an argument that she's going to sleep in Monica's bed while she's watching The Chick and the Duck.
That's true. Oh, good point. Okay, good point.
But, well, that's the only other option. Because what are you doing? But in every other episode, she's there.
Rachel's not watching.
They're not going to see her.
So, yeah, I guess Phoebe is.
Rachel
Although when they come back, isn't Joey like, hey, how are the chick and the duck doing? And she's like, they're great.
Well, that's why I liked Monica before they left, breaking down where everything was to Phoebe. And then she said, well, it's okay. Like Rachel will be here. I'll just ask her. And she's like, oh, yeah. Good
yeah, or try that. Right. Yeah, see how that works out.
Yeah, see what happens.
Oh my God.
See how that goes for you. It's not going anywhere. But we also have the tearing down of the wedding chapel, and then Emily, really getting flustered here. Yeah. With like the caterer's going to serve a different food, and the florist can't get the flowers they want, and now they turned the corner, and literally they started tearing down the chapel a couple days early, and it's half torn down already. I feel for Emily. Yeah. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
If all those things are going on, and this is a rush job wedding just for this chapel anyway. That's a lot to handle. And
you'd think that they would have been like somehow working with someone who might have known that information. I don't know. It's very weird. It's like
you'd like to think.
It's like, but what's happening? I don't know.
That being said,
and
we know how this goes. Monica essentially implies that why don't you just push it back? Ross has the practical thoughts of, listen, you can't push it back. Everyone's paid to come out here. It's happening.
Do you think in my sister's teeny tiny little brain that she comprehended that people took time off of their work and out of their lives to fly thousands of miles to be here? It's like, we can't ask people to come back after they've already come out. It's like, I can relate to that too. It's like, I get what Ross is saying here. That. He's like, dude, what are you saying? Like, we're in London. Like, this is not where all of these people who have flown in, they're not from here. Like, this is a special occasion for them. What's happening?
It's going to be a special occasion no matter what, but this is like destination wedding type stuff. Not for Emily and her family, but for everybody else involved. You're going a long way away on a expensive vacation just for this one wedding. To cancel it and push it back is just not acceptable.
Yeah, and
can't be done. And I mean, if you want to cancel it and not have it, that's one thing, but you should hopefully would have figured that out sooner.
And it's like,
if you want to postpone though, you've just had everybody spend thousands of dollars trying to get here.
Monica
that's not going to happen.
Is like interjecting herself from the whole beginning of this relationship with, he should chase after Emily and now postpone the wedding. And it's like, Monica, just stop. Monica. Oh my God.
Well, when it comes to this, because Monica's not close to getting married on her own, she just sees the vision of
she wants things to be perfect for
how perfect can I make this wedding? Yeah. And I get that. But you know what? Life comes at you fast, and not everything is going to be perfect every single time. And so thankfully, Ross and Monica can, hash out a solution and essentially just get a whole bunch of Christmas lights and make the place look pretty decent very quickly. To show Emily.
I do like before they fix it, when Ross confronts Monica and he's like, I heard you had a little talk with Emily.
Oh,
yes. I did, and you are welcome. Am I?
Well, my favorite part of that is when Monica figures out what happened. And she basically says, oh my God, you're even dumber than I am.
Yes.
Listen, I might be dumb, but you are stupider because you just pushed her away. You're stupid. Mm-hmm. We need to fix this. And they do. And they do a very nice job. And when it's all said and done, when we see the final product, it looks really nice. And I love, again, talk to me about Emily and how much we all hate Emily. What does she say when Ross pitches this idea? And he's like, listen, if it rains, her response is, well, then we'll get wet.
You know what?
How much better a response do you want? Get on board. Get on board.
Emily.
It's happening.
You're just being cute.
No?
We know what you're about.
Yes. Kindness and love. I'm sorry. What has she done wrong
Emily,
so
you
far?
are a horrible,
Nothing.
horrible person.
No, the most upset she's got is just being flustered by all the things that have gone sideways leading up to the wedding, to which I say, I think most brides would be.
How dare you, Emily?
If all those things were going wrong.
How dare you?
What? You know what? Give her a little bit of slack. A little bit. Bing, 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 bing. So now we're going to jump into season 4, episode 24. And this is The One with Ross's Wedding, part 2. And you know what? I don't need a whole lot of a synopsis for this one. this is where two big things go down. We get one, I take thee, Rachel. And two,
spoiler.
And two, do you think you saw me?
Oh my God.
Such huge moments in Friends.
Yeah. I have
Or do you think
to
I knew
say,
he was here? Something like that. I forget exactly what she said.
Yeah, no, you think he saw me.
Yeah, I thought so.
Exactly. No, you're exactly right. And it's like, Eric, I went back. I actually did a little bit of a deep dive here on this episode because I was rewatching this and I was like, wait a second. I remembered more to this scene, and that's why in our last episode from earlier this week, we were talking about just like flashbacks because there was a whole flashback sequence in one of our recent episodes and where it was like all about flashbacks, and we were talking about how that episode was literal like flashbacks of stuff we'd seen in the past. But then later on in the series, so season 7, for example, specifically episode 16, I documented this because I had to look it up. The one with the truth about London.
Yes.
They flash back to a more extended scene
yes.
of this episode.
Yes.
Where they show where like Monica and Chandler, like it's more detailed about like when they actually have their first kiss. Because I was watching this and I'm like, wait, but I remember this whole part where they're like, I'm just drunk enough to make this bad decision type thing. I don't have the direct quote written down, but I'm like, wait, where's that line? And it's like, oh, it doesn't come in until later.
You mentioned this at the beginning of our last podcast, and I was already then preloaded with she's confusing the episode from the future where they come back to this. And I'm like, on first blush, it's a short sequence.
It is.
But then they go back and do it again in such great detail.
Because Ross just opens the door in this episode and because he's like, I'm getting married today. And then like Monica pops up from underneath the covers. And that's when, as an audience, we first see that, oh my God, she and Chandler hooked up. And there's no, like, you don't see their first kiss. You don't see it's just any out of that. Nowhere. It's very much like, oh, here we are. And it's very shocking to the audience. So I actually really love that. I think it's great
I do too.
For the show.
Do too. Yeah. From what I understand, that is the loudest crowd reaction that they got on Friends ever.
Right? Yeah.
Like they had to cut. Because it's a live audience, but they have to edit the applause because sometimes it's too weak or too much or whatever. They just said the crowd went nuts for like 10 minutes. And like they had to just stop shooting until everybody settled down again because it was off the chains.
I mean, listen, you can understand it. Poor Monica, she's getting drunk due to being alone next to her parents who are making out. At this
my
wedding.
God.
It's like, oh, poor
you must
Monica.
have been a teenager when you had him.
Oh my God. And then that's where it's like, you must have been a teenager. And it's like, Chandler's right there saying, listen, he came up to me earlier and thanked me for my stunning performance in the Titanic. He's crazy. So it's then, Ross consoling, but no, Eric, I had a moment. I had to look that up because I had a moment where I'm thinking, was this a deleted scene? Like, am I like imagining that I watched that from like,
they go back to it. No. They go back to it. And in fact, the episode that they go back to it in, I love that episode. I love it. It's so very good. I will say Friends does a really good job with flashbacks that aren't like, they're not flashbacks. They're just like revisiting things from the past, not necessarily flashing back to things that we've already seen before. Right? Yeah. 2 episodes. We got the one with the invitation, which was true flashbacks of Ross and Rachel's history. The prom video. is a flashback, if you will, but it's like a retelling of events from the past, or a new telling of events from the past. When they go back and do this sequence again, it's totally different. It is absolutely amazing. And I think they go to the scene a couple times, to be honest with you. It's definitely on my short list of just scenes in Friends. And I don't think I'm alone in saying that. I think it's probably on everybody's short list, this whole moment.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I do like the awkward moments then that follow where Chandler is saying to Joey, like, I'm not seeing Monica, because Joey's asking if he's seen Monica anywhere, and he's like, oh, I'm not seeing her. And then when Monica is saying to Joey, like, sometimes I don't even like Chandler, because they're
like, okay.
Joey's just approaching both of them. He's like, all right, guys, like, what's happening here? But of course, no one thinks anything of it. They're just kind of going about their way. And, and then at the wedding, they're even both saying to each other, like, well, yeah, what we did was stupid. And it was kind of a dumb idea, right? And Chandler's like, well, I'm coming over tonight, though, right? And she's like, oh, yeah, definitely. So
yeah,
it's like,
which is all we need as the season is ending to go, okay, this isn't done, though. This is not over. This is a thing that's going to be a thing. Okay.
Yeah. But Eric, I have to say, something that stuck out to me at the beginning of this episode is how Phoebe is trying to call around, right? Because Rachel is now on her way to London.
Yes, Rachel's gone.
And Phoebe's making all these phone calls, trying to alert people that Rachel is on her way to disrupt this wedding. And who does she first try to call? She's trying to call Emily?
Emily's mom. Emily. She's trying to call Emily
she's saying,
at the house.
How weird would that be? Hey, Emily, Rachel, you know that girl that you didn't want to come to your wedding? Well, she's coming because she loves your fiance.
Okay, so this is why I say
in girl code here. This is
okay, fair, but when I think of Friends, I think of a time without cell phones.
Well, that was my other comment here as well.
And so I know we have seen characters with cell phones. So we know that cell phones exist. Some of the flip phones and things like that sure does. But they don't all have one. And they certainly don't all have one on them all the time, because there are so many times that messages get left behind or things can't be communicated just because they didn't send each other a text. You know, like that could have been sent as a text message. Hey, Ross, or not Ross, but hey, Joey, Chandler, Monica, Rachel's on a plane heading your way trying to ruin the wedding, FYI. Boom. Send it in a group chat. That does not exist at this point in time. It could have. With the group chat, maybe not, but you could have texted at this point in time, I think. I'm pretty confident. Texting was weird then. You had to hit the 2-3 times just to get to see, and then you had to wait for that to lock in. Then you got to hit the next button.
Okay.
Oh, boy, texting was rough. Anyway, these kids today, they don't know what they've got.
No.
But who else are you going to call? If none of them have cell phones, who are you calling?
I know.
This is the only place to go.
It just felt very, I'm like, what? Why is she calling her? And then
But she calls her at the house because it's the only house that they have. Now, hopefully, you would have thought Monica, being the most prepared, would have called Phoebe from the hotel.
Yeah.
And said, "Hey, by the way, here's our hotel number." In fact, she did talk to Joey.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. Well.
Oh no, she talked to Joey before this.
Well,
she talked to Joey, and that made him sad about Cheers.
Yeah, and I have to say though, I do love one of my. I'm just gonna spoiler alert here. I did not list her as my favorite character, But Emily's stepmom here, Mrs. Waltham, is probably one of my most favorite, like, random side characters. She just is, like, so ridiculous and absurd. I don't even know how she fits in, but it is just ridiculous British humor woven into this Friends episode where it's like her dad is even saying, yeah, she's very self-involved. I'm not even sure why I married her. And she's just like cackling in the corner and just saying the most ridiculous lines. I just really appreciate her character, and she's just adds this little layer of extra humor here that I appreciate.
I would agree. I do like her character. I mean, I don't like her character, but I like the humor that it brings to the table. I do like eventually when she starts calling Ross monkey.
Oh my God, no.
Next season.
In the next season, the first episode back, yeah. And there you are.
But genuinely,
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Those are the high points for Miss Waltham.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you are. Anyway, she goes down into the category in my head with Eddie.
Yes, right.
Because Eddie is only around for like 3 or 4 episodes, and she's only around for like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And I think they're both amazing what they bring to the table. Mr. Waltham, whatever.
Yeah, we could
he's
just lift
fine.
him right out.
I mean, he's got to be like the straight guy for her to play off of.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
Like, he's fine. But like the Geller parents go down with Frank Jr. and Janice as recurring, always around characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a different bucket that they're in for side characters as far as I'm concerned. And they're also not, but yet, Miss Waltham and Eddie, I think, are higher up than some of the single episode guest stars that we have.
Right.
And we're going to go through a whole long list of them.
Yeah.
So anyway.
No, agreed.
That all to be said, we also have the actual wedding portion of this, where, as my wife will tell you, Tina was watching this episode with me, and when we got to the moment where she gets to the hall and she sees Ross and Emily together.
Rachel does.
And then Rachel sees them together, yes. And then Emily kind of walks off and Ross turns around. It's one of these moments where, you know, the imagery of it, Ross turning around to see her at the end of the aisle, right? Ross is up at the altar wearing his tuxedo, and Rachel is standing at the end of the aisle looking up at him. And they kind of meet in the middle, and, you know, they hug, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And she hard pivots from doing the whole, you know, "Hey, by the way, I'm still in love with you. Don't have this wedding," to just a very simple, like, she kind of like pats his tie, catches her breath, and then thinks and goes, "Congratulations," you know, and just wanted to be there for him. My wife will tell you that she just gets really choked up with that scene, knowing how hard it is for Rachel to do that in that moment.
Oh yeah, I do every time, and it's like it's a little bit embarrassing. Not gonna lie. After so many...
I think Friends fans would agree with this, though. I think most Friends fans would say, "Yeah, that is a tough moment."
It is. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it's just so well done with Jennifer Aniston too. She just captures that moment and that emotion so well, where she's been like stressing to get there and to tell him, and you know how she's feeling, and then she walks in and just sees Ross and Emily in this moment together where they're kissing, and she realizes, oh my God, what am I doing? You know, I love this guy. I love Ross, and of course I'm just going to tell him congratulations because I love him and I'm not going to ruin this moment for him, because if she said anything else, it would just break his heart. And so she's just taking herself out of the equation in that moment and just saying congratulations. And
you know what? Don't worry about it. He's going to ruin it all by himself.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess it could be argued that because, and as he says, I just saw her later, next season, I just saw her, and that's the only reason. I just saw Rachel, so I just saw you. It's like, oh, okay, Ross, all right, calm down.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you just saw all sorts of other people
so bad.
too, so this is just, this is the worst, Ross.
I've also had like a massive trend of like Instagram reels popping up on my feed that show like people watching Friends for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And like, this is the scene that they always are showing.
This is rough.
And when you hear on the reel on their television, Ross say, I Ross, take thee Rachel.
Oh!
Everybody is like, like jaw drop, like, oh, no way did he just say that.
Yeah.
And excuse me, but it just goes to that moment. Like, how big a moment was this? This was monstrous.
This is the only moment, Ross. And Ross is sitting there, he's practicing. I love him practicing saying I do. And it's like,
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do. No,
You're
it's
right.
the third
It's
one.
the second one.
Yeah, or the second one. Yeah.
It's the second one. Don't worry. I don't know why I say that in my house often enough, but I surely do. I think anytime I say I do doing anything, I end up breaking it down into like threes and they go, nah, it's the second one.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, Ross,
you
should have been practicing the name instead, buddy.
For sure. Practice that part.
Yeah. And I do also really appreciate Ross having to split up the bickering parents as they're like fighting over the different, he's having to almost negotiate because his dad he's agreed to pick up half the wedding, and then he's realizing I'm remodeling this guy's house. And if I
go back there with lawn ornaments, he's gonna laugh in my face.
Oh God. Yeah, and it's like if I hear one more word, it's no grandchildren for you people.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Pointing fingers, like that'll do it.
Yeah.
That will do it.
And I feel like we're going in reverse a little bit in this episode, but I have to mention, we also have, as Rachel, before she even appears at this wedding, we have her traveling on the way to the wedding, where before she even gets on the plane, she like goes up to the ticket counter. We have another episode where where she's trying to buy a ticket and they're saying, yeah, that's going to be $2,700. And she's like, well, can I pay with this with 5 credit cards? And the lady's like, yeah, sure. I just need your passport. And that's where Rachel has to go all the way back home, gets her passport. Phoebe thinks she's like, oh, changed her mind. Nope, she's just getting her passport, racing back to the airport just to get on the plane and being sat next to who else but Hugh Laurie.
Well, by the way, first of all, airport security was clearly different back then, because you could hustle back to your apartment in downtown New York and like come back out.
No.
And still catch the flight. Like, get real.
No.
There's no way that you're doing that today. Also, I will say I just love the ticket counter lady when she goes, hello. Like, that little hello is super funny. Yeah. I don't know why. No. It's just the way she does it. And then it catches Rachel off guard. She's like, hello.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, Dr. House makes an appearance. Young Dr. House here.
A very young Dr. House. And he's like, I kind of agree with your friend Phoebes here, and she's basically telling him before he decides to put his earplugs in that, this whole story about how she's going to chase after Ross in London. And, the burden is off of me. I've done my part, right? And yeah.
What? No, that's
sorry.
That's Phoebe.
I'm mixing up sorry guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's Phoebe talking. Rachel on the plane is talking about she's talking to actually another passenger because Hugh Laurie's not paying any attention to her whatsoever. And so she's telling the whole story to the guy next to her, and then Hugh Laurie like rips out his headphones and is like, listen, I just gotta say, you are a horrible person.
Yeah. Yeah, why does he even need to know how you feel? And it's like, well, I think Rachel's saying, well, I think you're wrong. And he's like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, not that. And he's like, it's perfectly clear to me that you were on a break, by the way. And it's like, oh man. So clearly she's been talking about the entire story of their relationship from front to back because, wow, they even know the break story. This is a bit rough. But yes, you're right. The burden is off me piece is then when Phoebe is calling Joey in London to tell him, hey, buddy, Rachel is on her way. So you need to let people know because she's trying to break things up and tell Ross how she feels. And, now that you know, I can relax, right? Because the burden is off me. I've done my part, right? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, right? Okay, Joey. But then meanwhile, Joey just totally drops the ball here. Rachel walks right in and Joey's just making out with this random girl. She walks right past Joey. I'm thinking, come on.
Not random girl, bridesmaid.
Okay.
Just saying.
Random girl, bridesmaid, whatever.
Friend of Emily's.
Random.
Or relative.
Well.
She doesn't have a name.
No.
We don't know.
Exactly. Well, either way, Rachel walks right past them in the hall, walks right in,
Great job,
and
Joey.
that's where we're then back to the point where we started talking about earlier, where Ross is kissing Emily, and they had that whole touching moment, and then we have I do also appreciate how Joey is holding up his phone, and he's like, yeah, Ross looks kind of pissed right now.
That is good.
So that Phoebe can listen in.
She's like, oh, don't hang up. So then he's just standing there.
Yeah.
Phone in hand like this as we listen.
Oh, and it's like, Ross.
Which then is cool because you get Phoebe's reaction too to him saying the wrong name.
Take thee, Rachel. And I can remember Eric, because obviously I've watched these like, back to back. I'm like, oh, is this when she says, should I go up there? No, that's not till the next. It's not until the next season.
No, that's not until the next season.
She just sits there and silence.
Yeah, that's all like where it picks up is all about, should I go up there? Should I say something? And then it's the the reception afterwards where they're all like, I don't know, do you think it meant anything? Do you think it meant anything? No, I didn't think it meant anything either. Like if I had said circus freak,
I take the
circus freak.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that is for another day, and we will cover that episode in the future. Any final thoughts on this one?
I mean, I just love this episode. This is such a great episode from beginning to end. I mean, between getting little hints of Phoebe being back at home and then like Rachel racing off to London and then the whole emotional aspect of her like confronting Ross. I mean, it's such a classic, great episode. It's so good. I'm very interested to learn about these ratings and hear what you had for ratings as well. So actually, Eric, if you want to kick things off with the...
let's get to it. This is our IMDb segment where we discuss the ratings and our favorite and least favorite characters. And, I expect these to be high ratings. I'm not going to lie. I expect these to be pretty high. The question is, how high? And is there a difference between them? But before I get to the ratings, I'm going to go favorite character.
Yep.
My favorite character... No, I'm going to go least favorite. My least favorite character is Chandler. And he's usually one of my favorites. But I'm going to say he's my least because I really dislike his role in episode 23, where he's just mad at Joey for no reason. And as much as I love Chandler and Monica getting together, not back together, but getting together, I actually love it way more for Monica than I do for Chandler. When it comes to my favorite character, though, I'm going to take Rachel. I think these are fantastic Rachel episodes, between the realization that she does still love Ross, the plane ride with Hugh Laurie, the running in to the chapel, finding Ross, the whole segment with Ross where she's at the end of the aisle and he's at the altar, and then she swallows her pride and still just allows him to go get married on her own without anybody telling her otherwise. I just love all of that.
Yeah.
It's a great episode for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about you?
So I actually also had Chandler as my least favorite, because I was sort of like kind of what we were talking about before, where it's like, all right, Joey was just sort of being a goofball in London, and Chandler is just being very like, I don't know, just kind of a curmudgeon about it and just being not as fun. It seemed very like awkward for him. So it just sort of seemed out of character for Chandler. And then, but I had Monica as my favorite, because I just feel like I love how just nerdy she got about preparing for their trip and excited to go. And then like, you know, the whole story arc of like when she and Chandler get together and just rooting for them, because I know that also Monica's mom, we didn't really touch on this at all, but she was also like, again, really nasty to her in these episodes, and like especially this latest one, and just making all these like super cruel remarks to her. And so I feel like even though I love the Geller parents because they're very comedic, it's pretty rough. And after everything that she kind of went through with Richard, and I just feel like this is Monica's time now, and I like the direction that her character is going, and this is kind of the beginning of this really great story for her. So I just really appreciate Monica.
Well, that's
here.
That's I guess why I implied like Chandler's my least favorite, because for that relationship, Monica is easily the one of the two that I prefer to have over these. But I still do. I will take Rachel. When it comes to ratings, though, so this is where I'm at. I'm gonna make the one with Ross's wedding part 2 notably higher. I think there's no way that's not in the 9s.
Right.
There's no way, in my opinion. Based on what I've seen and learned over 4 seasons of rating these episodes, there's no chance. I would stake my life on it. No, I won't do that, but I feel like I could. But the other one, I'm gonna go one with Ross's wedding part 1. I'm gonna give an 8.6. I think it was a good episode. There's something about the London episodes, like the Vegas episodes and the beach episodes. It just doesn't hit right all the time for me. So it's a good episode. Don't get me wrong. But it's not my favorite. I have it. It's one of my higher ones more recently. That's for sure. It's just, when stacked up against part 2, it's not close. I like Joey going into the map. I like Ross putting on his pants backwards like 4 times in a row, and then like having to try and chase. Trying to chase Emily and Monica, and then like the whole thing. I do like a lot of that episode, but it seems to be missing something to keep it from getting into the 9s. So I'm gonna stick with an 8.6. The one with Ross's wedding part 2, I'm going to go to a 9.2. I think it's got to be above a 9. I don't think it's the best episode ever.
Yeah.
I will say I agree. We were talking about earlier whether or not this was the best cliffhanger ever. In the last podcast, I think we were discussing that. I do think that is the case.
Yeah. Yeah. I had pretty similar ratings, slightly. I feel like even though I loved both of these episodes, when I really was thinking about ratings, I ended up giving the one with Ross's wedding part 1 an 8.2. Because really overall, I really like it, but it not a whole lot happened. Like, it's sort of like, all right, they go to London. I mean, it's really more about like where the story's going. When you look at that episode as a standalone, it's sort of like, all right, like this is sort of just I mean, even as it's called, it's part 1. So it doesn't stand on
it. It is part 1.
So
no, but I think the big selling point on that one, if I'm going to defend my 8.6, I actually had it as an 8.5. I moved it up to an 8.6.
Yeah.
But because that's where you get the like Rachel figuring out she's still in love with is still in love with Ross.
Yeah.
If I could say that sentence correctly.
Yeah.
So that part I like about it.
No, it's all good. I mean, and I ended up, but then a big swing is I then gave the one, the next one, a 9.4.
Well, that would tie it with the top episode.
Yeah.
9.4 is as good as it gets right now.
I feel like this.
It very well might be.
This cliffhanger, I mean, this to me. This whole episode is nonstop, like just hilariousness and surprises and cliffhangers and new stuff. And it would not surprise me if this was the top rated. So I'm excited to learn how it's rated.
Okay. I did pull up the ratings here while you were giving your information there. And I will say, just for clarity's sake, the one with the embryos, which is the one where they switch apartments and they have the bet. And we learned that Phoebe is going to have the babies. That is a 9.4.
Okay.
That is the top episode as it stands currently. Part 1 is rated an 8.6.
Oh, you were right on.
I was right on. I didn't expect to be right on. I wasn't sure exactly where that would fall. I kind of thought it might be higher just for nostalgia purposes. Right. But to me, I think there's, like I said, to me an 8.5 and 8.6 is just like a pretty darn good Friends episode. Yeah. If it's going to be above an 8.6, like into the higher 8s, it's got to have something really good going for it. And I don't think this one really did, but I think it was good enough. Yeah. However, the one with Ross's wedding part 2 is a higher score. It is a 9.1.
Oh, okay. Not quite as high as I thought. Yeah.
I think I agree with that because that puts it behind the one with the embryos and behind the one with the prom video. Mm-hmm. But it's higher than Chandler in a Box, which it should be.
Yeah.
So I don't hate that ranking. Embryos, prom video, wedding part 2. I don't hate that.
The jellyfish. I forget what that one was rated. Because I gave
the jellyfish was. Listen, I think you and I gave that one much higher ratings than
that
the
was
people.
Ended up.
The one with the jelly.
Yeah.
The one with the jellyfish was an 8.9.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
But like really high.
Still really
8.9.
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
But not a 9. Did not get to the 9. It's not yet anyway.
Yeah.
Hold on. How do I vote on this? Let's see. We're going to make it. Can I get it to a 9? Oh, I have to create an account. I didn't do that yet. Sorry, IMDb. I'll do that later.
Yeah. All right.
I'll do that later. I'll go create an account and start voting on all these.
Oh my God.
But yeah, there you go.
Cool.
So 9.1, Ross's Wedding Part 2 and Ross's Wedding Part 1 and 8.6. I'd say we were both pretty close to both of those. And yeah,
Nice.
I guess that'll do it for us today.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for listening to the We Run on Reruns podcast. Again, if you could check out our social media on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, we'd really appreciate it. Repost, follow, share, subscribe, hit that like button. We really appreciate all the support you guys are giving us. Let's see if we can keep raising it up. Again, if you want to check out our website, you can find all of our podcasts in their entirety at werunonreruns.com. You can also find them on Spotify and Apple Music, along with a number of other podcast players. For Amanda, this is Eric. Enjoy watching Season 5, Episodes 1 and 2 for next week. Happy rerunning, everybody.
See ya, pals. Bye, guys.